Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Well, we are going to do now the updated 2025 Fall RVN update because so much has happened that basically outdated the first fall preview within probably a day and a half or so, to be quite honest with you. So as you can see, we are here in my dorm room. My roommate is out for the weekend, so I basically have this place all to myself all this weekend. So, whoop whoop, party time. No, I'm kidding, obviously. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on just to share a few more things about the fall update. I've got some things written down here on a sticky note. Got my big gavel today, so that's also nice. So yeah, let's get into it right away. First, let's start out with the whole Musketeers home games thing. So as you know, I was of course buying tickets online to, for all the Musketeers home games. And as most of you know, Ticketmaster thought I was a bot or something like that. Because, my plan was to buy all 30 home games all in one day. And then, excuse me, basically, do it like that so I'd have them all ready to go. And so that my seat that I want to have, didn't get taken. So I was doing that. However, like I said, after probably 3 or 4 tickets, this message popped up saying like, oh, we're suspecting suspicious activity on your computer or something like that, on your device or what have you. And one of the things was, one of the main pointers was, oh, you're probably a bot, which I'm not. I'm a real person. I'm sitting here. I'm talking to you. I'm real. I'm real. Trust me. So, yeah, that was kind of a challenge with that. However, it was at that point I said we're not going to do any we're not going to go to any of the home games this year. And then I realized, kind of after we had uploaded it and things like that, that I still have tickets to the first 3 out of the 4 games. And, that would have been $60 for nothing, basically. And I thought about it, and I decided to go on and buy all the rest of them. So how I did it was I did 3 tickets per day until we got all 30. And now I've got all, 28 technically, because there's one game in October that we're not going to go to because, I don't know, something with the system screwed it. In fact, let's see. I wonder if we could still buy it, because if we can, well, then that's going to be even more great for us. See if my one spot is open, because if it is, we might as well just buy it. It's October the 11th. It is still open. We're buying it right here, right now. Let's do it. Okay, so 29 games technically. We're not going to do the New Year's Eve one just because it's going to be crazy, and driving on New Year's Eve is already quite the thing as it is. And the fact that I would be going from town to town, it's not that it wouldn't be good, it would just be too risky. So a text message is going to pop up on my screen, or it might, at least it should, hopefully, cross my fingers. I'm not seeing the code. Let's see if I got it here. Maybe it's just not showing up. Okay, so I just tried it again, and the problem was, yeah, we ran into another problem, basically. So what happened was that when I tried, buying the ticket, obviously, it's really stupid, but, I bought it, right? And I guess there's a code you're supposed to text if, it's... And you saw that right at the end of the last clip, that it's supposed to basically send me a code to confirm, that I've got the ticket and stuff like that. However, the code would not pop up. And by then, Ticketmaster thought it was, too long and I wasn't going to get it, basically. And so basically when I tried, I didn't try canceling it. I tried refreshing the page and things like that, go back to the home, which was a bad idea. And then when I went back, the ticket all of a sudden wasn't available anymore to buy. So, this was basically what happened the last time. But so I'm hoping within the next few hours or so it comes back up, and then we'll be able to snag it. I'll let you know in the comments if I do end up getting it of this video. But yeah, for now it will be all 29 home games, except for, the New Year's Eve one, obviously. So, oh well. So yeah, and that would really suck if I missed that one, because that's only one of 2 times we played Des Moines at home this year. So yeah. Now granted, I think, yeah, we only play Cedar Rapids at home once this year, so I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I think you get what I'm putting down there. So yeah, that just, I can't. I really can't. Luckily enough, I don't have to do this again for another year, so that's good. So yeah, anyway. So yeah, that's kind of like the main big update I have for you all. The second kind of big update that kind of involves this is that I'm going to go back to pre-recording the games, the home games at least. The away games you'll get absolutely 100% live, but the home games, we're not going to do that, just because there were a few occasions this past season where it would cut off, it could be anywhere from half the period to basically the whole period. Mainly in the third, but it did happen once in the first during the postseason. And plus with my Bluetooth headset, it didn't really work the best live either. So that's why we're basically going back to pre-filming them, which, is not a big deal. Basically going back to my roots, doing that way. So yeah, the only problem though would be storage on my phone. Now, luckily enough, my phone is new enough where, once I get back up here to town and in my dorm, I'm immediately going to post those, and those should be ready for you by the next morning. So it really should not be that big of a deal, at least for now, and, cross our fingers that hopefully it isn't. So yeah, obviously that first game, the home opener, that's just going to be kind of a test to see, whether or not it works, and we can rely on that, and then we'll kind of make a determination from there. So yeah, because my thought process was, if we go back to doing it live, then we have to do it on my old phone, but since that basically has no service on it, that's not going to work, basically. Although you could still connect to the Wi-Fi and, make it work, get on the internet somehow. I don't know how any of that works, but that's just the way it is, I guess. So yeah, we will be going back to pre-filming those, which, like I said, should be no big deal, really. Hopefully not. Obviously, you can see kind of like the results, obviously, and then watch it, so that might drag things down, at least viewership down maybe a little bit, but sometimes that has to be the way it is, So yeah, it might, like I said, it might not be the best way of doing things, but yeah, I can't help that, it's just the internet, because obviously it'll be an hour and 5 or 10 minute drive there and back. So, yeah, so anyway, that is that. And other than that, I really didn't have any other updates. It was just that one little key update I had. And yeah, and that one little notification popped up saying like, oh, your computer has suspicious. In fact, here, we'll pull it up right now, I bet. Because I just got back. Yeah, here it is. Your browsing activity has been paused. We detected unusual behavior on either your network or your browser. To resolve this, sign into your account if you haven't already, which I have. Change your Wi-Fi or cellular network. Why would I have to do that? And 3, switch devices or move to a different location if possible. So, yeah, that's just nice. So we'll try it later on tonight because, as you know, after this, we're going to have Texas A&M and Notre Dame. So I think after the game is over there tonight, we'll, try it again and see what happens. But, yeah, so that was basically all the updates I had. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we've got Texas A&M and Notre Dame. Hang on, I gotta do some math here just because, because now we were starting to do those 5-second, 5-second clips before the show. Just like, that's how ABC did it in the, that's another thing. Okay, I probably should update you on that now because I was going to do that and then I completely forgot to. So basically, if you remember in the summer update when I first announced my rebrand, I kind of gave you, although I gotta find it now. Shoot, where is it? It's not there. Oh, I hope to God I didn't delete that. I hope to God I did not delete that. Because that would suck if I did. Son of a... We might have to pull back up that summer update video thing, which we'll do that right now because I know exactly where in the video it is, so it's no big deal. Plus, we can waste a couple of minutes here. Update. There we go. Update. There we go. We're just going to mute that because we don't want to hear myself talk. Oh, yeah, you definitely don't want to hear. Now, and, with a lot of creators, they feel very strongly about this, but I feel strongly about it in a certain way. I'll just say that because I'm not going to lie with you. The only time I do not like watching myself is when people are around me and they can actually hear it. Because my dad, what he would always do is that me and my mom and him would be watching the TV and he'd have my video playing and it was at full volume and I was just like, no, I can't, I don't know, I just can't, when I'm with people, I can't hear myself talk. But, when I'm just by myself and, things like that and it's only me hearing, me basically, then, it's fine, it's no big deal. But yeah, I just gotta, hang on, so 07. Sorry, the reason why I'm doing this is because I have to combine both part 1 and part 2 because I stopped filming here. Oh yeah, and then those codes popped up right after basically I had canceled the order. So that's just freaking great. Ruin my day, why not? Sons of Biatches. You gotta love that. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good on that. Alrighty, so as you know, when I first announced the rebrand, I gave you some clues to what the rebrand was going to be. So you obviously know what it is now, but so the clues were it will remind you of one network during the late 90s and early 2000s. That was ABC. Around this time, the network hit it big with one show. That was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And it involved 2 colors, black and yellow. And that was basically ABC from the late 90s, early 2000s. In fact, it made them, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire had a big part in it, and to making it, the number 1 most watched network pretty much, because you had Drew Carey show, you still had Monday Night Football, The Practice, which basically became a big rating smash because of Millionaire. But yeah, you had all these recognizable names like Dharma and Greg, although that era was kind of like the beginning of the end for TGIF, but, still a lot of people remember a lot of those shows that aired, because I think Boy Meets World was still airing around that time, so, yeah, iconic for sure. So, yeah. Anyway, that'll do it for us here tonight. Stay tuned. Texas A&M and Notre Dame coming up right here on RVN at 7. I don't know. I think it'll either be at 7:30 or 7:35 p.m. Eastern time. It just kind of depends. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Bye. Actually, we're going to wait a few more seconds just to help with timing out the episode. So, yeah, we'll see you then. Bye.